Greetings from South Korea. I am Arirang News AI anchor. Here is the news-making headlines today. Samsung Electronics labor union says wage mediation talks collapsed on Wednesday after management rejected a compromise proposal. That means a planned full-scale strike is set to go ahead on Thursday. The mediator, the National Labor Relations Commission, on Tuesday, presented a compromise proposal aimed at bridging the gap between labor and management. Acceptance of the proposal by Samsung Electronics had been expected to pave the way for a tentative agreement between labor and management. The two sides were believed to have narrow differences on most major issues till Wednesday morning, but negotiations ultimately broke down. U.S. President Donald Trump said Tuesday that the United States may still strike Iran if negotiations fail, warning that military action could come within days. Speaking at the White House, Trump said he had been about an hour away from approving an attack before postponing it, following a new proposal from Tehran aimed at ending the recent U.S.-Israeli conflict. Trump said Iran's leaders are pushing for a deal, but stressed Washington remains prepared to act militarily if talks break down. He also revealed that Chinese President Xi Jinping promised during their summit last week that Beijing would not provide weapons or military equipment to Iran. According to Axios, Trump met with his national security team on Monday evening to review military options. The report said several Arab leaders urged caution, warning that Iranian retaliation could threaten regional oil facilities and infrastructure. Korea and the United States will soon launch working groups to implement key agreements on civil nuclear cooperation and nuclear-powered submarines, as agreed between Presidents Lee Jae-myung and Donald Trump last year. Seoul's foreign ministry said on Wednesday that U.S. Undersecretary of State for Political Affairs Allison Hooker plans to visit Korea within weeks, leading a U.S. delegation, following talks with First Vice Foreign Minister Baek Yoon-ju in Washington on Tuesday local time. This comes as the Korean military seeks to approve operational requirements for nuclear-powered submarines, including capability targets, force size, and deployment timelines. A broader government plan is also expected later this month, setting out construction principles and non-proliferation guidelines. Russian President Vladimir Putin has arrived in Beijing for a state visit just 4 days after U.S. President Donald Trump concluded his trip to China. According to Chinese state media on Tuesday, Putin's latest visit is his 25th to China. The two sides are expected to discuss economic and energy cooperation, as well as international and regional issues during the summit talks. Xi and Putin have now met more than 40 times, far more frequently than Xi has met with any Western leader. This year also marks 30 years since China and Russia established a strategic partnership, and 25 years since the two countries signed their Treaty of Friendship and Cooperation. 26 more suspected Ebola deaths were recorded in a single day on Tuesday in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, bringing the total to 131 fatalities with more than 540 suspected cases. The World Health Organization Director General told the World Health Assembly in Geneva he was deeply concerned about the scale and speed of the outbreak, and said 6 tons of supplies to fight the virus is set to arrive Tuesday. The virus has now reached Butembo, a city of hundreds of thousands. An American doctor who tested positive and 6 others are being moved to Germany for treatment. There are no approved treatments or vaccines for this strain of Ebola. That is all from me today. Thank you for watching.